What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Bodybuilding Podcast. This is episode number 112, and I'm here with Mr. Nicolas Vullioud.
Hey, what's up?
How are you, man? What's going on?
I'm fine, thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you on. I wanted to have you on for a while. I've always thought your physique was pretty incredible. The first time I saw your physique was, I believe, when you competed against Hadi. Was it Hadi at the... What show was it?
Yeah, that was the Portugal Pro. That was in 2018. Yeah.
I think I remember you getting ready for that show, and I remember watching the buildup of you getting ready for that show on your Instagram, and I'm like, nobody's going to beat this guy. I was like, I couldn't believe the physique I was seeing. Yeah. And then Hadi showed up, and the rest is history. But so I want to get into a couple different things, but I think the reason mainly I want to get you on was you recently announced your retirement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so do you want to? I want to talk a little bit about that because I think it kind of came as a shocker to everybody because we're all waiting for you to kind of come back to the stage, and then all of a sudden this announcement came up. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the fact that people feel like shocked by the new. The thing is, it's something I actually thought about it for almost 2 years. Because after the Olympia in 2018, that was my last show. Mm-hmm. We have decided with Patrick Tour, we have decided to take a break the year after. And in order to drop some weight, because my big struggle was the weight. Okay. Because I had to drop too much weight. And yeah, that was a lot of work, a lot of pressure. So we said, okay, let's do 1 year off, and let's drop some weight. And that's actually what I did. And yeah, I stepped away for almost a year, and I had a normal life for a year. Yeah. So, I mean, I was going to the gym, of course, and I was doing my thing, but it's not the same. I mean, when you prep and when you just train. So, that was pretty hard to come back because I wanted to compete the year after. So that was last year in 2020. Yeah. And honestly, I needed like probably 4 months just to mentally be on track because I was away too much from this sensation, like being a machine every day when you wake up. And so I had to work on that for almost 4 months just to get back. Yeah. And then my physique started to change a bit. So everything was coming back slowly. And I had to stop because of the COVID situation, because my flight was canceled and so whatsoever. And at this time, when I was traveling the year before, so in 2019, I don't know how to explain it, but my mindset changed a little bit. Okay. And because I was able to do things I was not doing when I was prepping.
This was this is when you had your time off in 2019.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And I mean, I always had this passion for bodybuilding, but I also saw that there was something else outside, and I was not really conscious of this. Mm-hmm. And so I started to think about it, to say, okay, I need to think about my own situation now. So, okay, I'm a good bodybuilder. I know I did the Olympia. What can I do more? And does it worth it? Or should I do something else? I had all those questions in my head. Yeah, yeah. And I think the COVID situation didn't help much because, I mean, everybody suffered a lot with this period. And so when I stopped the prep in 2020, then really, I don't know, it's like this idea started to grow in my mind, and it was like, okay, I need to change something, because if I start to ask myself if I really want to do it, it means there's something wrong. Yeah. Because, I did this for 6-7 years without thinking about anything else. So I was waking up in the morning, I was doing my cardio, I was a machine. Yeah. And then suddenly, I was seated on a chair, and I was like, okay, I don't know. I was not sure about this. And
can I stop? I'm sorry. Can I stop you right there? I just want to, because it's kind of like leading to a point. I just want to go back a little bit. So how old were you when you started bodybuilding?
22. Yeah, 22.
Was it something that you wanted to do or kind of something you fell into?
I fell in this because I was just trying to, at that time, I was trying to find something to replace soccer because I was playing soccer.
Okay.
And I couldn't be a pro because I broke my leg. And I needed, like, I need to find this adrenaline, something to, a passion that would make me, wake me up in the morning, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually met Patrick at that time, and I immediately started with him.
Okay.
And I just said, okay, that's a good challenge. Just let's see what's going to happen. And the first year I won the national. So then I said, okay, of course, when you win, you just want to try more. And then I did again, and I started to win a few shows, and that's how I became professional.
So is it something like, would it be fair to say that you didn't necessarily fall in love with bodybuilding, but you fell in love with doing well?
Yeah, because I was going to the gym and that was my passion. I mean, I was working out, I was eating my meals, and I felt good with this, but I was not thinking about stepping on stage. I didn't even know who was the number one. I was just completely out of this world. But Patrick actually taught me some stuff, and then he told me, okay, you got to try because you have some potential. And then you know the story.
So winning kept you going. So we say you won the nationals. What country? It's Switzerland, right?
Yeah, Switzerland. Yeah, it's not big, of course, but I was coming from nowhere. I was doing bodybuilding for, I don't know, 6-7 months. I came, I won, and I won 3 times in a row. So then people started to talk a bit. And the year after, I did the Arnold Classic in Europe. That was still with the NPC.
Yeah.
And I think I placed 6th in junior, which is really good because that was, we can say, my 2nd or 3rd show.
Yeah.
And then I did more, and
So what was your first pro show?
Charlotte Pro.
The Charlotte Pro. That was 2017.
Yes. Yeah.
How'd you do there?
3rd. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Milan, there was Sadek.
Yeah.
Who did 1st, and the 2nd one was Craig Richardson.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then it was 2018. Was that your 2nd pro show against Hadi?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. The 2nd one. Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be tough for people to understand. So let me show people who don't know you. I just want them to see your physique so they know what we're talking about. So for those people who don't follow Nicolas, this is his Instagram, Nicolas Vullioud, IFBB Pro. And I just want to show people the kind of physique we're talking about. Like, this is, how old is this picture?
This one was for the Portugal prep. So it's,
that's 2018.
Yeah, exactly. A few months before the Portugal.
So for those of you who don't know Nicolas, the reason I'm kind of saying so much nice things about him, you can see from this physique, there's really nothing missing. You have everything. So I think, when is this picture from?
This was last year, after the prep, when I had to stop the preparation.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, I actually, here on that picture, I was way lighter than on the other one. Yeah. Probably 10 kilos lighter.
Yeah. So, and we'll come back to this page in a second because I want to show a few more pictures, but I want to ask you, so you said you wanted to take, you and Patrick had decided after 2018 to take a year off to lose weight. So what you're saying is it was too hard for you to make 212 without ruining the way you looked. So you wanted to downsize a little bit to make the weight easier to make?
I think 2 things. This one is the first reason. And the second one, honestly, I saw also that my blood pressure was not really good with this amount of muscle. So then we said, okay, I think I had the potential to do in the open because I know I can really carry on a lot of muscle. But then I had to choose. So we said, okay, let's either we do open and then we push, or we drop some weight. We need to come back a little bit, and we stay in the 212. So, and of course, the fact also to have this kind of blood pressure issue, I said, okay, we have to be smart. Let's stay lighter, and then we can compete in the 212 division. That's what we did. And actually that was perfect because I was really good with this amount of weight.
Yeah. So I was under the, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I was under the impression, and I never thought you had a big waist at all. But I remember when you came back, you started doing a vacuum, and I don't remember you doing the vacuum before you took the time off. Is that true or no?
Yeah, I was not doing it actually. It's just, I remember I was with my friend, my training partner, and we were doing some poses. And then I said, okay, I don't know, I'm going to hit the vacuum. And that's what I did. And yeah, I mean, there was not looking that bad. So we said, okay, I'm going to keep it. So, and that's why, but I was not using it before. Yeah.
So
as you said, my waist was not that big before too. It's just the fact to drop some weight visually, it looks even more thinner.
Well, and that was the thing and that's actually what I thought you were doing. See, because obviously I don't know your entire history. So I thought when you were taking time off, it was just to revamp your physique and make it even more impressive. Because I remember speaking to Patrick and he said, Nicolas took time off. He lost a little bit of weight. He's doing a vacuum now and he's built his body back up. So I thought in my mind, well, that was the reason why you took the time off, was to get your waist even smaller and create an even nicer shape. So that wasn't really the reason. It was just it was like a bonus, right?
That was I can say it's a part of the plan, because if we say, okay, we need to drop some weight so we can play on this, we can even work with this aesthetic line and get that waist even thinner and yeah, so that's a part of the plan.
Okay, so it wasn't like a definite, like the reason you did it, but it came along with it. So how much weight did you drop? Like what do you think you would have been at before you dropped the weight? Like when you were dropping the weight, obviously you were still making 212, but like what do you think you would have looked your best at weight wise?
I think if I was able to bring, I think there's a picture I posted on Instagram, but that was a few years ago. I weighted like 100, so 220.
Yeah.
And that was probably my biggest and most ripped look I had in my life. And that was, I think, 3 days before the Olympia. That would have been probably my best shape, but I had to drop the weight because I was too heavy.
Yeah.
So, but I would say 100 on stage, that would be, I think, that would be good. Yeah. But yeah.
So then you dropped. So how did you go about dropping the weight? Did you eat less calories? Did you do a lot of cardio? Like, did you stop eating 6 meals a day? Like, how did you and Patrick go about dropping muscle?
So I was off for a year.
Yeah.
10 months. Yeah. 10 months. Everything.
Like when you say off, you mean off steroids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not using anything, and not even TRT, nothing. And I was eating probably, I don't know, 3-4 meals a day, not more.
Yeah.
Maybe twice less calories, of course. And I was training. That was the only thing I was keep doing it as I really wanted. So still with intensity. I needed actually also for my mind, because that was pretty hard also to say, okay, we need to come back. That was very, a challenging thing. So so meal and off, and that was enough to drop some weight in 10 months, of course. Yeah.
So when it takes you, however many years to build up to say 220 was at your best, what does it feel like? You said mentally it was hard, but like if somebody came to me in the middle of my career and said, hey, you have to drop 10 pounds of muscle, I would, it's not an easy thing to do, number one. So you have to deal with that mental challenge. But then also, what was it like going off all the PEDs? Because that's also going to play a part mentally as well.
Yeah, of course.
How was it going from training full blast every day, like you said, like you're a machine, to being off all the gear and not eating? Like, how did that mess with you mentally?
That was, I won't lie, I had some really, really bad time. I was sometimes depressed because, I mean, it's hard. You look like a freak on stage at the Mr. Olympia, and then suddenly you need to change the plan. I've managed to do it because I knew that was the best option also. And I love this, and I think my biggest quality in the sport, it's because I think about what I mean. I'm someone smart. I think I can say it because I always step back. I always take time to think about what I'm doing, and I try to understand what I do, and I really try to know if it's the right choice. I always take time to talk with Patrick, with also people around me, with the sponsors as well, and that's why everybody will agree about with the plan. So that's why I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. But that was hard, of course, and I always managed to. I made it because Patrick was there. I have a lovely mom, and everybody really was. I mean, got my back, and we knew that was the best thing to do. But that was something pretty challenging, and I think Patrick even told me that he never really tried this before with anybody else. So that was something a bit new. So we said, okay, we got to try, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. How many days did you have doubts where you're like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to go back?
That happens so often.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I love to be afraid, but it also, when I do bodybuilding, I want also to follow what the judges ask to do. Yeah. And then you need to find also a way to stay healthy. And I mean, it's everything together. You need to find a balance with this. And that's why I knew at the end that was the best solution on every aspect.
How did your sponsors take it when you said, I need to take a year off to get smaller?
I have great sponsors. I mean, I don't know if you know Gerard from AMHP, but he's, I mean, this guy is really someone. I mean, I've been always straight with him. So every time I was texting him and I was talking about my plans, and he never told me, no, you shouldn't do it. Or no, he was always, okay, if you think it's the best thing for you, we are here and we support you. And he did this for, I mean, since the beginning. So I had really someone, I mean, he's really yes, he's someone superhuman, and he pay attention to the human and not only the athlete. And that's something you cannot see every day in this business. So I really appreciate it.
So we've been focused a lot on the time you took off, but I want to take a minute just to focus on the time when you were on, because before you started losing the size, because of how impressive it was. And I want to go back to these photos. This is you and Hadi here. How did you feel? Yeah. How did you feel about the show? Because Hadi was relatively new. I don't know how many shows he had done at this point. It wasn't this like one of his first shows into the IFBB, I think.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when he showed up standing next to him, and how did you feel about your placing here?
Well, I knew him because I saw the competition he did against Flex Lewis at I think that was the Asian. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, damn. I mean, someone who's able to scare Flex, that's something big, Yeah. So then I started to follow him, and to be honest, I was pretty confident when I was prepping for the Portugal. I felt good, and I remember when I saw his name on the list, I was with my training partner. I sit, and then I said, "Damn, it's over." But then I said, "Okay, let's do it. I mean, this is a really good challenge. I need to show to people who the fuck I am, Yeah. And I knew I always knew I had a good potential, a good genetics. So then I said, okay, it's time to show my physique, and that was a really good also opportunity just to see if I have the level to be on the Olympia stage, and also if I have the level to be competitive with the best guys in the world.
Yeah. So how did you feel about your placing, though? Did you feel like did Hadi beat you at that show, or did you feel like you could have been ahead of him, or how did you feel about how that all went down?
No, I have to be honest. I mean, if I check all the poses, he won almost all the poses. I think I just brought something that people didn't expect that day. That's the thing. And even probably Hadi and Hani Rumble were like probably surprised to see this. Even myself, when I looked back the pictures, I was okay. Yeah, that's clearly my best shape ever. So yeah.
Okay, so that is what brings me to the main question that I have, and that's, I'm retired, probably semi-retired, whatever you want to call it. So I understand some of the feelings that go into it, but the question I have is, how do you go from, because Hadi is now considered, top 5 in the world. Some people consider him second in the world, top 3 in the world, whatever you want to say. He's up there.
Yeah.
And you actually challenged him, and you did a very good job challenging him. So how do you rationalize that in your mind when you're like, I've stood next to the best in the world and compared well, but it's okay, I don't want to do it anymore? Like, isn't there, do you feel a sense of loss, like a sense of unfinished business at all?
Yes and no. I would say I know I can do. I know I can do more. I can I think I can be in the top 3 in the 212 division. I'm pretty sure about this. But I think people they saw, they saw my physique at the Portugal Pro.
Yeah.
Do I really have to prove something? You see, so I did it. I mean, I show something. I showed I can really scare people, and I'm actually pretty satisfied with this, and I'm okay. And I just think today, and that's a self-reflection that I had during the last 2 years. I think I have way more to offer to people than just my physique, and I think I can not teach but share some knowledge, my experience, and really, give to people what I've been able to do during the last few years. And I don't think I need to go until that level or even in the top 3 to show that, And now I'm also lucky because I'm 30, okay? I'm healthy, I'm really good. And that's also the reason why I'm like, damn, you did something incredible during, the last 10 years. So now I don't think I have anything to prove to anybody. So just I want to move on and do something else of my life. That's the mindset that I have now, actually.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things we talked about on the podcast, the other podcast I do with James and a couple other guys, we discussed, being away from the stage and how being away from the stage for a certain amount of time will kind of keep you away from the stage, which is something I've experienced. And now you're talking about that too. So I want to try and explain that to people listening when you're at such a high level, because even me, even though I'm in the same boat as you, I'm not really, because I was never at the level that you reached. And regardless, right? But the point is, like you said, you could be top 3 in 212 if you wanted to, right? And I think I agree with that. I think you have the potential to do that. So even though I'm in a similar situation, I don't feel the way you feel exactly. So I'm still curious. Is there anything like if somebody said to you, hey, you could probably beat Sean Clarita this year, you just don't have any desire to, not for anybody else, not to prove anything to anybody else, but just for your own desire to walk away the best in the world, that doesn't even trigger you anymore? You don't really have that desire?
No, because that's probably a part of my personality. But if I have decided something, I never come back. I'm sure. And as I said, I had like 2.5 years to think about it. So it's a long process, 2 years to, one day I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then the day after was like, I don't know, does it worth it? Or should I do something else? And I had this, this sensation to be sure of doing it. And then no, and then yes, and then no. And then I said, I know what it takes to be on the Olympia stage. I know what type of mentality you need to get. And when you think in this way, when you're one day good, one day not really good, that's not what you need to do the Olympia. And I know that. And I needed 2 years just to, fight the passion that I had deep inside me. Because if I stayed 2 years thinking about it, it was because my passion was stronger than, I would say, reality. And suddenly I said, no, now I need to think with my brain and not with my heart. And my brain said, no, just stop, because you have too many doubts in your head, and you need to choose, because you cannot compete at 90%, especially mentally. And that's why then I said, okay, I need to stop. And that's not even the decision of Patrick or anything, because even Patrick told me, he told me the same as many people. He said, you have the potential, and I see you pretty far ahead, but it's your own decision. If you're not okay with this atmosphere, you need to think about it, and it's your own decision. And that's actually what I did. I mean, I took my decision.
Yeah. There's something you keep referring to, and that's, you've referred to it as being a machine. You've referred to it as the mindset you have to have when you want to prep for the Olympia or shoot for the Olympia. Mm-hmm. Is there any way you can explain that a little bit further for people listening? Because for the average person listening, they're like, well, I don't really get it. You're eating your meals and you're training. What's this special mindset that you have to have? Is there any way you can put that into words as to what the difference is between the way you lift weights now and the way you lift weights when you're focused on that goal?
Yeah. It's always hard to explain something when you don't, if people, they don't live it, it's hard to understand. Yeah. Because you need to, and I know you understand me, because you had this sensation, you know how it is when you prep so hard and you put your heart into this. Doing a prep, it's way more than just going to the gym. It's you breathe, you breathe this shit. You wake up, and no matter what's gonna happen, what can happen in the world, you don't give a fuck. You wake up, you go to the gym. There's a hurricane outside, you go to the gym. No, but that's the thing. Even your meal. Sometimes even, my close friends, they were like, I don't know, maybe sad, or they needed to talk to you. And you feel like, okay, I'm going to listen to you because you're my friend, but there's a part of me who doesn't give a fuck. It's hard to say it, but it's this, you reach a point where you don't care. The only thing you have in your head, this is competition, going to the gym. Sometimes I was even stressed when I was going to the gym, because I was like, damn, I need to feel the pump. I need to stay focused. I was stressed by my own workout, you see?
Yeah.
This is a stress that you don't have when you go to the gym just for yourself, because you go to the gym because you need to enjoy. Here, it's not this. You go to the gym because you enjoy, but you enjoy because there's a performance, and you need to win something. You have to win something, and you enjoy because you want to win something, you see? Yeah. And as I said, it's hard to explain this to people, because I saw the comments. I saw some people saying, oh, I really don't understand, because you were here and then suddenly you give up on everything. And if you don't live it, you cannot understand.
Yeah, I guess what I would gather from what you said is almost like there's a disassociation with life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're living like an alternate reality where nothing matters.
Yeah.
Except the gym, and it seems it's a very selfish life, but it's what it is. It's like it's funny you said that about your friends too, because I've been there where like a friend will call you with a problem and you're like, I don't give a shit. I got to make a meal. I gotta eat. I gotta go train. I don't have time for this. It's like, even it could be to the point where you don't want to let somebody's negative feelings come in your head, because it brings you down, and you don't want to be down. You want to stay focused.
It's like if you build a wall. A guy said it was like prison, being in jail.
That's right.
It's a bit this. It's like a bubble where you're inside. Nobody comes with you, and you protect yourself from any emotions, everything you need to keep in your head to stay like healthy. I would say on that moment, it's bodybuilding, doing a competition, meal, your gears, and everything. And I remember when I was training with my training partner. This is my best friend. I was not even talking.
Yeah,
I was with him, and I was giving him the phone, and I was saying, okay, do the pictures. Don't even talk to me. Don't ask me if it's good like this. Just do your videos. I don't give a fuck, and then I will check after. Yeah. And after the workout, then we can make jokes and talk, and but during the workout, I don't care. And if someone during the workout, someone that I don't know, you know, like a client in the gym comes to me and wants to talk. Damn, that's big problem, you know?
Yeah.
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 But
No, I know. Paul's my best friend. He's my training partner. And
yeah.
he's the guy, he would always be the guy that would smooth everything over for me. So like if somebody at the gym wanted to talk to me and when you're people take it the wrong way, the bodybuilders are rude or bodybuilders. And I guess it could be rude, but it's like you said, you're so disassociated from life. You can't feel anything.
Yeah.
So he would always be the guy next to me saying sorry for me. If I didn't want to talk to somebody and I was training, he'd be like, oh, don't worry, he's just prepping. He'd like try and make the guy like feel better.
Yeah.
So make me look a little better instead of me looking like an asshole. So I know the feeling, but yeah, so we were talking about the podcast and you said it's like being in jail. I think somebody in the comment section took it the wrong way. And they said, I work a full-time job and I am trying to become a pro bodybuilder, and you guys make it sound like you're in jail, like it's forced. It doesn't sound right. Like, I think he was trying to imply that we should be happy that we're doing what we want to do and it's not jail. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're saying it like in a negative way. It's just that we're locked in this focus.
Yeah, because
right.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't feel like forced or like an obligation. It's just it's something mental that you created without actually, you don't really want to create it, but it happens because you just put all your energy, your guts just into this. And that's what, this is a picture. So it's not actually the truth, because I was super happy to do it. To be honest with you, that my prep for the Olympia was just one of the best memory I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because I was so focused. So I was waking up, doing cardio, eating my meals, and then I was back, and damn, everybody would like to do this. So I cannot say I was not happy. Of course, I was super happy. It's just the process, which is really intense,
Mm-hmm. I think when we talk about it, like to the average person, using terms like we're in jail or using terms like I don't want to talk to anybody, those are all kind of negative feelings. But it's almost like we create our own reality. Like we make it that way so that we can stay focused and stay channeled on the thing we're looking for. Yeah. So now that brings me to my next question, which is like, and it's something I've struggled with, is what fills the void? Because when you are in that prison, when you are that focused, when you are in that place, and then you're removed from it, it's not there anymore. It feels like there's an emptiness. So what is it that like fills that space of like competition or focus or drive, or like, what is it in your life that's going to change, that's going to fill that spot?
That's a really good question, because I had, I would say, two different sensations. The first one is like, as you said, you feel empty. When you have something that actually, bodybuilding is like what, 95% of my day. So when suddenly you have just 5% in your day, you need to find 95%. It's pretty hard. So at the beginning, I was a little bit depressed and a lot of up and downs, but I've started to travel. And but a lot, like doing every month I was going somewhere. And suddenly, I don't know, I really felt something deep inside me. And I realized that I was really happy doing bodybuilding, but I also realized that there was something else to do outside. And this sensation was, I don't know, gave me a lot of opportunity, because I met a lot of people. And I know that if I was competing, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Now I can go to Mexico, I can go to Turkey, I can go to Greece, I can go to anywhere. I know some people just because I have traveled. And I met some people with social media and things like that. And I know that if I was competing, I would be stuck in this process, and I wouldn't be able to open myself to this. Yeah. And I think it's it's a hard, it's a tough choice. But then I saw this reality and I said, knowing I know what I did already, you know, in bodybuilding. And then I said, okay, maybe I know I can do more, but yeah, I had to choose. So I said, okay, and that's why, again, I took like 2 years just to take this decision. But I think would feel better with the choice that I just did, which means not doing any competition anymore, but going and I mean traveling and trying to meet again some people. I had a recent trip 2 weeks ago in Greece. I went there without programming anything. So I went there and I said, okay, I'm going to wake up and I will do my life. And I had some guys, they texted me. I was in Crete on a fucking small island. Yeah. And some people, they texted me and they were like, oh man, I follow you. Just come to my gym. We come here, we talk, we can have a workout, we can eat. And I went there, I saw a guy that I didn't even know. We started to talk and we were like friends, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And this type of thing, I was not able to find it when I was competing because I was in my prison.
Locked down. Yeah.
And that's an amazing sensation, to be honest. Yeah.
You know what? It's fun. It's interesting that you use the word stuck, because as much as we love bodybuilding, there's a feeling of being stuck. Because like, maybe I do want to jump on a plane and go to Greece. Because, you know, it's actually funny that you said Greece, because me and my wife were trying to plan a trip to either Greece or Italy. But yeah, maybe I do want to just jump on a plane and go to fucking Greece, and I want to go hang out and just enjoy a week with my wife. When you're in competition, you can't do that. Like, what about I got to pack all my meals. I got to be, where am I going to train? Is there a gym good enough? Like, my training partner's not coming with me. I got to pack all my drugs. Like, it becomes such a tough thing. So you, like you said, you get stuck. You're like, I'm going to stay home, because if I'm home, nothing will be ruined. I'll have all my food. I'll have everything. Right. Yeah. So I could see that being a bonus. So what happened was you started traveling, and then you started to realize there was life outside of body, because I think when you're bodybuilding, you forget that there's life.
Yeah, that's
So you went out and you started doing stuff.
Yeah, I was having, I cannot say a normal life, because I was still doing my meals. You know, it's I mean, you have this in your blood.
Yeah.
Because when I went to Greece, for instance, I went there. I had to find an apartment because I wanted to cook my meals. So I needed a kitchen. Yeah. I found a gym 10 minutes, near from the apartment. So everything was, I did everything to be in the best condition as possible. But the other part was like, I was living, as you said, my life, you know, no pressure, I had like a kind of freedom that I didn't have when I was competing. And this is a great sensation. And now again, it's also because I did what I did in bodybuilding. If I was just doing, I don't know, maybe if I was winning just the Swiss championship, of course, I would try to go further into bodybuilding. But today, as I said, I think, a good thing in bodybuilding, even if I know I can do more. But that's enough, in my opinion. Yeah. So
a couple other questions that come after retirement. So you're officially retired now, right? Do you think you'll ever come back, or you're officially like done?
My head, this is clear. I won't come back. Yeah, not even or in 5 years, 10 years.
Okay. So a couple questions that come from that. Yeah. One, how does that work with anabolics and PEDs? Like, are you done taking PEDs forever? Do you have to be on TRT? Do you not do, like, are you still going to do cycles just because you want to stay big? Like, what is your thought about how that works after you're retired from competitive bodybuilding?
Yeah. My physique, for instance, for the Olympia, or we talk about the Portugal, this is a physique of, it's a physique that I use, I would say, to compete. Okay. I don't want to be like that every day, because I know also in the long term, this is not healthy. That's the thing we have to say. So I don't want to be that big. Of course, I want to look good, because this is also, I still have business. I'm still have my sponsors, and I still want to be a good ambassador. And also for myself. I mean, when you work for 10 years to get a good physique, you want to keep at least the minimum.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking for like being a freak or something like this, which means, of course, that I don't need to use any gears. I mean, and that's my own decision. But I have decided not to use anything, so I'm off actually since a year now.
Yeah.
Because I did the prep in 2020, then I stopped.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I have decided to stop everything. I didn't even do a TRT. I mean, I did a blood test on Monday, and everything is good. So I'm like, it's great. I mean, I'm 30. I did 10 years of bodybuilding. I've stepped on the Olympic stage, and my health is good. So I don't see any point or any reason why I should keep doing it, because I feel good like that.
Yeah. So your genetics are good enough, you think, that you can still look good and look like have a nice physique without adding any anabolics?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I know my genetic is part of the success, if I can say, that I had the last few years. Yeah.
So okay, so that covers that. Now the other thing, and the main thing that I think stops a lot of people, because there have been times in my career where I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to hang it up. I think I'm going to retire. And it's not really a real feeling, because I don't think I ever wanted to retire, but I would think to myself, what am I going to do for money? Because I make good money in this living. And I'm like, how am I just going to replace it? Right. Like, so that kind of leads me to my next question is, when you retire, do all your sponsors stay on board? And if they stay on board, how long do they stay on board? And when do you have another plan for like how to make a living? Like, what are you going to do for work? Like, how old are you right now?
30.
Yeah, you're 30. You said you were 30. So you're still young. So like, you basically can do anything, but do you have other plans for how to move forward financially?
Yeah, because as I said, one of my biggest passion is to travel. And before doing anything I'm doing now, which means coaching, because coaching is my main business, I was supposed to be a professor, a teacher.
Oh, okay.
And now I would like to combine both, which means doing seminars, of course, and traveling. So, of course, with the COVID situation, it's not easy now, but that's one of my plans. And I've already started to contact a few people, and I have a few destinations in mind, and I'm working on it now. But that's something I would like to develop now. And my business, as I said, is still coaching. So I'm still doing the same job. I mean, I was doing this job before doing bodybuilding. So now I keep doing it. It's even easier now because I have a little bit more visibility with the social media. So I have more clients. So work on that, and that's good enough. And I'm lucky because I still have the sponsors. And they are really open-minded, and I think they see more than just the athlete, and that's good for me. So as long as they want me to stay on board, I will keep working with the brands, and I'm happy with that.
Do you think we live in an age now where you don't really have to be competitive to make money? Like, you can be a bodybuilder but not be a competitive bodybuilder and still do well financially, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not ready to do a few stuff, because sometimes if you check some Instagram page, we can talk about this, but I think I can still represent something. As I said, I have some knowledge, I have some experience now. I can do seminars. And I think it's also a good visibility for the sponsors. It's always interesting for any kind of brand. Now, of course, it depends on what you're looking for. But we see, as you said, we see a lot of guys who don't compete, or who don't even have like a shredded physique, but they have a picture. They represent something. They build something, and I think brands, they can still work with this. Now it depends on the brand, of course.
So do you think, is this going to hurt bodybuilding moving forward, though? Not your situation particularly. I just mean in general. Do you think the fact that guys are realizing that, hey, I don't have to compete to make a living in bodybuilding, do you think that's going to make less people compete?
No, because it's the passion. We all know that if you were doing just bodybuilding, we know that it's a lot of money that we use, and you don't have much in return. But it's the passion. So I was honestly, if it was all about money, I wouldn't do bodybuilding. and I think you too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so as long as there is passion, bodybuilding will still be something big, you know? It's just, I think that there's a time where when you do a few years and you realize that, yes, of course, it's great and you love to do it, but at the end of the day, you need to pay your bills as well. And if you don't build a business like you or like Flex or those guys, at the end of the day, you can do like 10 years as a professional, and then you have suddenly to come back to the normal life, you know? And I think it's pretty hard. So that's why I want to stay not in the middle, but work on both aspects, still be in the bodybuilding industry, but work also in a different way, you know?
I like that. I like that thought process. That's kind of what I did, because, you know, I was going to walk away from the whole sport because I was going to retire and say, you know what, I don't want to do anything. I'm going to go sell real estate or something, right? I just want to completely get away from it. And my brother said to me, hey, it would be a shame for you to have spent 20 years like really being in this thing and then just throwing away all that experience.
Yeah.
So then the podcast came and the supplement company came and all this. But so I like that you're trying to parlay that your experience from bodybuilding into coaching and seminars, and like you said, it's gonna help you travel. Where are your destinations that you want to travel? Where are a few of like the spots where you really want to go to?
For working, you mean, or in general?
Well, I'm assuming if you're going to get seminars, you're probably going to try and get them in places that you want to visit. So where
I'm going to I mean, it's not, I cannot go like to the I don't know, like Maldives. I cannot go there. Nobody's
do a seminar in the Maldives.
Nobody is going to pay anything. I mean, you're gonna have fish.
Okay, I got to rephrase the question. You're right. Okay, so seminars, you're going to go wherever they're needed. Where is it that you want to go outside of seminars? Where are some places that you really want to visit, that you want to travel to?
Already went to Mexico, which is a really good place. But I would like to go on the Asian part. So I have one contact now in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So we try to organize things. So now it's complicated because gyms are actually closed there, and so we will see what's gonna happen. But there, I have a contact too in how do you say in English? Polynesia.
Polynesia.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I like those challenges because I would like to go to places where athletes or I don't know, famous people in the industry wouldn't go.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Because I know, as I told you, when I was in Greece, I was in Crete, you know, in the south on small island, and I was like, it's crazy to see that on this small island, I can find a few guys who follow me.
Yeah.
So that's what I said, and then I said, okay, but if on this island you can find some people, you can probably find also somewhere else some people who cannot access, you know, to either the knowledge or also go to meet people or meet athletes. And that's why I said I need also to try to meet those people, not only going to the US to the huge expo, but also going to those places a little bit more difficult to find and to go there, you know?
Yeah. When you go, do you go, is it like a week or is it like you're going for a month? Like what are your trips like?
Depends on the destination, but I try to do a week. But I've already did like just a weekend because sometimes I have to work then in Switzerland. So I can I go there and then I come back. I did this in Turkey before the COVID. I went on Friday and then I came back on Sunday. So it's a busy weekend, but I like it. It's a really good thing. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine the freedom from not having to bodybuild is nice. But what over the course of the 2 years, are you married or do you have a girlfriend?
No, I'm single.
You're single. So, because part of my thought process when you said you're retiring, I'm like, I wonder if it has anything to do with a woman.
No, I tell you what, no woman will tell me what I have to do.
No, okay. I know. No, that's not how I meant it. That's not how I meant it. I meant like, I meant maybe you took some time off, maybe you met a girl and she's really sweet and you decided this is way more fun than bodybuilding, so fuck it. So I didn't know if like I didn't know if
No, it has nothing to do with this. No, it's just no, really, it's my own decision. And I had a girlfriend during those last 2 years,
yeah.
but I mean, that was something very personal. So it has nothing to do with anybody else.
I respect it. I respect it. Before you go, I want to ask you, you seem like a very, very strict person. So when you were full blown bodybuilding, did you ever cheat on your meals, or did you ever, was food ever an issue for you, or you're always very, very strict with your food?
Never. And that's why I always managed to do good competition, because that was probably my strongest point, I would say, because I was not even putting my finger in the sauce like that. No, not even this, I always said to Patrick, you can tell me to eat like my finger and the chair, I would do it.
Yeah.
That's how I was working.
That's how you come across. I kind of thought that about you, even without knowing you. Just from your Instagram and the way you look and the way you train, I kind of get that impression. But what about now? Now, are you still are you more of a food person now that you have freedom, or are you still relatively focused on eating properly?
I try not to put any pressure on myself, on my mental. I still have my meals. I mean, I was prepping my chicken just before, and have my meals. It's just I try to have more freedom in the way that, if it's 200 grams or if it's 250 grams, I don't give a fuck now, And if someone just tell me, oh, do you want just to eat, I don't know, this thing? If I was good with my diet during, I don't know, a few days, then I will say, okay, I won't be like, oh my God, I'm going to cheat, or I'm going to feel bad tomorrow. No, I'm not like this anymore. I'm really, the fact to retire is also to get more freedom with the food, not only with the training or the mental aspect,
Yeah. So what about the last question I want to ask you is, what about partying or anything like that? Do you drink? Did you drink before bodybuilding? You don't get into that? No?
Oh, that's oh my God.
Oh my God, what?
I've always been an extreme person. Okay.
Okay. So you did drink a lot.
I was you can ask to my friend. I was like, that was a mess.
Yeah, I've been there. So
no, I enjoyed, and I had my years, I would say, probably I don't know, 2-3 years where I enjoyed a lot, and I was going out, and then but suddenly when I decide something, I switch and I change, and that's what happened. I remember I was going to the club, I was drinking alcohol, and suddenly I started to go to the gym, and that was not enough. I said, damn, I need to see what we must do to be like as the guys I can see in the magazines. And then I said, okay, I see they are eating rice, they are eating chicken, so I'm going to do the same. And then suddenly, I don't know, I wake up and I said, okay, in the morning I want to eat my eggs, then I'm going to eat my chicken, and I changed just like this. And that's the way I am. I'm extreme, so I can say this, and then the day after, if I have decided, I turn the page.
So now that you moved on, though, do you like to have a drink and relax, or is it still like you just kind of not part of your life anymore?
I never had any pleasure, or drinking alcohol is not my thing. I like way more going to the restaurant and eating maybe a meal a little bit off than having a glass of wine or something like this. Because I don't really enjoy it. I think it's also good for my health. So
of course. Nicolas, I appreciate you coming on, man. We're gonna still see you though. You're still gonna be posting on Instagram. Still gonna be posting your physique shots, right? Like you're not just gonna disappear, right?
No. I'm still here. I'm still watching you too. I mean, I still do my thing. So it's cool. Of course I will. There.
How small or big? I don't know how to word it. What size do you think you're finally gonna settle at weight wise? Do you have an idea?
But the physique I have now is the physique I will keep. So
how big are you right now? What's your weight right now?
90, I think 96, 95, 95.
Oh, so you're still big. You're still like, what's your most recent photo on your Instagram?
I think you can check. I posted like a picture, a comparison picture with the front double biceps, like a bit on the side like this.
Oh wait, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I think that was yesterday
I'm
or
gonna check this out before you go.
yeah.
So this one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, that was prepping on the left. That was in 2020, and the picture on the right was taken in Greece.
So
that was like
you're a little bit more full here, but it's like
yeah.
not very different at all.
I see the difference, but
Well, I mean, there's a difference. I can see their fullness,
yeah.
but yeah, you look great, man.
I mean,
Well,
it's as I said, it's a lifestyle, so I'm not giving up on the workout, on the meals. I mean, it's still there.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you giving me the time to pick your brain about it, man. I think it's an interesting topic when somebody reaches the level you reach and then decides to walk away. So I just wanted to get a little bit of information. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Thank you. I appreciate also, and I hope to be back too. I mean, I like watching you. It's very I like and keep doing also your podcast and stuff because it's working pretty well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nicholas. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, see you.
Okay, brother. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.